welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Just a little later in the week than usual. Usually it's on Monday night, North American time, so here's a weird Wednesday. It's actually Thursday here. So, made it back, and yeah, so from a distance, what a mess. I think people are happy, but yeah, whatever. I guess that's the trend now. Is nobody concedes anything if they don't have to. So that's a bit weird. I don't think every American election needs to go until January. We'll see. But yeah, so who knows? I hope 2021 is a better year. Or at least I can visit the country. Hey, Joe. Hey, K5. How's it going? Yes, so, yeah, nothing's quite resolved, but everything's completely resolved. People are celebrating, but it's going to be ugly before it's over, I think. I think we'll have another historic piece of video with somebody leaving the White House, like similar to Nixon, flying away on a helicopter. We're going to have a similar image for our generation. What a mess. Hey, Sedona. How's it going? Yeah, so a little bit later in the week. But, yeah, so, yeah, this week it's been crazy. My wife's work is out of control. But it's because she has work, so that's a good thing. But, yeah, so I've been required for driving and all kinds of stuff this week. So that explains my absence earlier. But today worked out okay. So here I am trying to get some cartoons done for the week. So I hope everyone is doing well. And, yeah, things can start to feel a little more stable, a little more secure. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, they're talking about a third wave here in Japan. So, yeah, that means on the way to the holiday, it might get strange again. And they have no idea what to do for the Olympics next year. The 2020 Olympics in 2021. So, yeah, there's talk about them eliminating quarantine restrictions and things for visitors of the Olympics. That'll go really well. Let's invite the whole world here, even people that are, possibly in lockdown. Let's invite everybody here and see what happens. It'll be the the super spreader Olympics of the millennium. Yeah, that'll be nice. So I have no idea, but the thing, I think I talked about it before. The Olympic committee said, if they decide that there can be Japanese Olympics, but Japan decides not, to hold them because of the safety concerns, then they have to pay. Japan has to pay a fee, some kind of penalty or cancellation fee. So either way, they're completely screwed because they're not going to get the turnout. I don't think anybody actually ever makes money on the Olympics. It's just a prestige event. Oh man. Oh no. Oh damn. K5, it was a smashed pinky. Is that work related or is that home? Oh man. Oh, sorry, cancel Olympics. So the Japanese Olympics, if they cancel them, they have to pay a penalty. So not only do they lose all that money for construction and renovation and whatever they did to hold the Olympics, but they have to then insult to injury, they have to pay. Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah, that was the one thing I remembered. I lived in upstate New York for a little while, and a lot of people, a lot of locals, they have a winter car and then a warm weather car, and so they have an a real heavy old kind of junker car that they can put like decent snow tires on, but it's a piece of shit car that just like runs, will run in cold weather, and the reason for that is they don't want to hit a deer and destroy their their decent ride. So it's a deer heading, because sometimes the roads are so bad you can't slam on your brakes, you can't do anything. So if something jumps out in front of you, you just keep going, but it can wreck the front of your car. So people would have winter cars, and that was the reason. Oh, Joe, already. Let me get into what's going on here. Yeah, let me get into that right away. Let's see here. The Dicky Bye Bye. Oh man. So why is YouTube censoring the Dicky Bye Bye? Dicky Bye Bye. That's a nice expression. Did you coin that? I think that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh man. Yeah. So, but I think we are going to have a classic, a historic piece of video that is going to be shown as one of those moments. Yeah, and that's the big drawback. I think politicians and businessmen, that's the big difference, is a politician doesn't want things to get ugly. They don't want to make that video. They don't want that piece of footage of them, being ridiculous. And businessmen, it's all about getting, making a mess, having the worst possible, surviving the worst possible things and just making it ugly. Like they live for things to get ugly. And I don't think people realize that when they voted for a businessman. He is suing. You can't scare somebody with a lawsuit if they've done business in America, because America is only about lawsuits. So that doesn't mix very well. That was not that bad. Oh, and the latest update of Windows finally eliminated that weird language switching thing that was going on. So finally somebody complained. I guess they actually used that feature, or they paid attention to their forums. So when I'm doing these shortcuts in Photoshop, very often it's switching between Japanese and English on my keyboard. So my keyboard is never the same language twice. And finally there was a prompt that said, would you like to turn that feature off? And of course I did. So obviously that's a feature designed by programmers that are switching between Chinese and English, or Indian and English, and because they're only doing entry and everything, they're not doing anything graphically, it never came up. And so finally, I mean, that's been years. That's been since the beginning of Windows 10. I've been dealing with that nonsense, and I never saw any place that would let me control that. So finally, I'm going to stay in my selected language. This is looking just weird. That's nice, Joe. That's very good. Really? They censored playing with my 3D printer. Well, 3D printer is a euphemism for, it's very commonly known as, that's weird. Who knows? Who knows what's in their weird little dictionary of naughty words on YouTube. The Dicky Bye Bye. That's beautiful, Joe. You're a political poet. You should be writing. You should be documenting that in words. Yeah, but it's still months away. That whole ugly situation is still months away. And I'm really curious. Somebody mentioned that, like, what kind of damage an outgoing president, that with nothing to lose, like, because, his he's immune to prosecution as president, but things are going to get ugly when he's back to private life. But there's like a month now of kind of prepping for that, or more than a month, 2 months, because it's January. So yeah, he still has the ability to make deals. Like I heard there's a huge weapons deal or arms deal. I think it's like fighter jets or something with the Arab Emirates. So maybe as part of the peace deal. That's insane. It's because they're talking about all the peace in the Middle East that Trump was brokering, and part of that involves a huge arms deal. So a peace through violence. Yeah. So in reference to that, somebody was saying that obviously he's going to be setting himself up. So we'll see, and we'll see who gets pardoned. Yeah, I will stay at the Four Seasons. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I'm gonna ask Giuliani for a recommendation. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if he would go to the inauguration. I mean, I think it's going to be as ugly as possible, just because that's how things have probably always been. Like every court case or business deal or everything that goes wrong is ugly. That's why I even suspect that the only reason, like trade wise, Trump was tough with China was that he wasn't able to do business in China. Like everything he tried to do privately failed. So it's like, oh, it must be unfair. So screw those guys, and abuse of power started that trade war, or ego basically. So I'm curious what's going to happen, and how close, because that's the other thing about American business. It's like you are definitely breaking the law most of the time, or doing unethical things that should be against the law. You're like operating in that weird gray area where, well, there isn't really a law for this, or you're doing it in a way where it's not quite illegal. And so we'll see a politician, a businessman, what is that called? Masquerading as a politician, kind of try to set themselves up before they're out of office. It's funny. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Four Seasons an adult bookstore. Well, that's kind of the cycle of life, the circle of life there. Adult bookstore and crematorium. Ah, man. Mm. Yeah, that's just crazy. Yeah, that's the really funny thing. Everybody like around Trump that was like New York, that was a New York attorney or like New York based, they all really seemed real like just like caricatures of just like these New York caricatures. The I forget the attorney that testified against him, but he was like a cartoon character. It was like really bizarre how exaggerated. And Giuliani comes off that same way. He's very comical. It's like he's doing a character. It's not. I don't know what all of this is. Yeah, it's like it's not. It just feels so bizarre. So we'll see. Yeah, but 2020 is not disappointed as far as being a completely unpredictable nightmare. Yeah, very crazy. But the thing that I'm so frustrated with is that they had the chance to kind of prepare us for what was going to happen. And I think I even like said that it's like we're going to have a winter election night and then the winner's going to change. And nobody, like none of the news, they did that same typical bullshit with their little blue and red map, flipping things back and forth, and this is leaning this way, this is still, undecided. And they played that little game for ratings, and so people watched all election night, watched their stupid broadcast the whole time. Should have been saying, this is not over, and be ready for huge changes. And they didn't do that, and people woke up and said, wow, okay, that was a big change. And so half of the country, was pretty freaked out. And I think that's why you got all the fraud accusations, is because they should have been prepared for that. It wouldn't feel like fraud if it was explained, things are going to change. Don't you're going to bed now, and when you wake up, it's going to be very different. And I can't believe that they just ran things like they always did, because that's how they get their ratings, and that's how they've always done things, instead of just preparing and saying this is going to be unusual because of the lockdown and our situation. And instead, they're just going to let people freak out. They're gonna. It's like really a shame that there is that how the government has handled this year and the media has handled this year has probably caused a lot of PTSD on like a personal level. Like people are isolating themselves and pumping themselves full of horrible opinions on social media, and then just getting freaked out. I mean, this has probably been the most traumatic year that some people have ever experienced. But they kind of did it to themselves. Their exposure to just nonsense, and how they've had to their huge lifestyle change has just kind of done it to themselves. And to put in a messy election on top of that is just ridiculous. There's no comfort at all. So very frustrating. Yeah, I can't believe, as if the American Postal Service isn't like trashed and ruined enough. Yeah, they're going to be implicated in, in everything. A few of the things that I heard about some postmaster general and whatever being, it's ridiculous. As if the mail could not possibly be worse in the U.S. Yeah, that was so frustrating. Los Angeles, where my area where my daughter is living, the mail is so bad. I can't send her anything. I can't send her packages because they will never get to her. She has to literally go to the post office and demand that she's shown these boxes, and they're always there. It's just they will, without the package, they will go to the house and leave the missed delivery slip, and then just never deliver it. If she doesn't physically go down there and demand it, it never gets delivered. I guess that makes your life a lot easier, though, if you never deliver any packages. You just carry around a lot of slips that said you missed it. So what is all this pukey looking stuff here? All right. Oh, okay, 5. You got caught. Oh, nice. Actually, yeah, that would be a good. I think they're on their way out. We had a little cold snap, so the murder hornets are moving a lot slower. But we've got a little storage unit out back. I think it's even got there's a pretty heavy duty shelf that we could put a little futon on for you. Like it'd be like a mini loft. It's not very well insulated though, so it's gonna get cold. Oh, nice. Oh, geez. Just now made it through customs. Wow. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I've had better luck between the UK and Japan, but anytime America is involved, it's brutal. Really, really bad. Nice. uh, nice. Murder Hornets 2020. I didn't see that. That's great. Uh, yeah, I should set up a. And maybe we could formally declare everyone political refugees, and you can all come and live near me in Japan. I'll establish like a refugee house in rural Japan. Oh man, yeah. I'm curious if because I think you can come into Japan if you have a visa longer than 90 days. So no tourist visas, but basically work visas or like culture visas. I think Australia and the UK have like different types of visas than the US does. But anything that can let you stay longer than 3 months, you can come into Japan. So I wonder how that's going. I wonder if there are more people coming, if there are people that are, still trying to come here to teach or do something. Because, it's not quite the season now. I guess the season things start in the spring. So I guess we'll know in the spring if things are back to normal yet. I don't know. I've got to stop drawing all this weird lumpy stuff. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, there's a really big tree behind the house that has this vine on it that flowers late in the fall. It's like late summer or early fall, and the murder hornets love those flowers for some reason. I have no idea. So yeah, that's where you can see them the most. So obviously there's a nest somewhere, but there's a huge forest. It's like a forest up the side of the mountain. So we have no idea. And unless you specifically find the nest, unless you can direct the city to the nest, they're not going to come and look for it. So nice murder hornet little party there, a little late summer party. Nice. Yeah, you gotta bring all of your armor to deal with those things. And you can just hear that. You could probably actually hear them like plink off of metal armor. Their thick heads. But it's been it's quite a thing. Yeah, I'm just getting really tired of the more I'm trying to talk about how the election works and things to people in Japan. It sounds like I'm describing a third world country, some kind of banana republic or something. People are like, that's how this works? Like that's how you choose? That's what you do? So it sounds very, 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 very ridiculous, very primitive. So the world, as usual, is laughing at America, our proud democracy, and its very, very silly functioning. Yeah, that's funny. That is the thing that the rest of the world loves to do, is laugh at the U.S. Nice. Yeah, that's right. They have this electrified tennis racket. Nice. Yeah, they have some really. I think they have that in the U.S. too, but they have some really potent wasp spray here. It's like this a giant, like how a usual aerosol can is like this. It's like twice as long, and it's got this big kind of gun handle on it that's like pistol grip at the top, and it's got like a maybe like 6 to 10 foot range. Yeah, so they you can just buy that for your home. It's really ridiculous, but I guess people that are plagued by those things, and especially if a nest is somewhere where you can't reach it, I guess that's the only way you're gonna be dealing with it. But it's a long range wasp weapon. Yeah, so suddenly it got cold, so I'm hoping for some nice fall color, because things are not quite doing anything yet. I guess in the mountains in Kyoto and stuff, things are pretty pretty red and orange already, but around here it's kind of dull. So you need that cold snap. But let's see. Yeah, but the holiday is just going to be weird this year. Yeah, and they're not going to even do... I heard that they're, because of the current situation, they're not going to do like Black Friday events and stuff. They're going to try to do everything online. So I wonder what that's going to do to sales. This might be a really depressing... these might be really bad holiday sales. Maybe good for Amazon, but really bad. This won't be it won't be Black Friday because nobody will be shopping. Nice. Bear mace. Sedona has bear mace in her purse. Nice. Yeah, I think stun guns, and I don't think anything is legal in Japan. They're really weird about that. So yeah, so stun guns and mace and everything, you can't carry anything for personal safety, which is really good for stalkers here, because then your stalker can stab you with a kitchen knife, and you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, there's a lot of restrictions on what you can actually carry, so not a lot as far as personal safety, but still they sell a lot of weird knives and things. You can get things, but if you get caught, if you're stopped by the police carrying them, it's not legal. Wonderful. Okay, more of this. But cans and cans. All right, something else. Yeah, so it was a weird, very weird week. And trying to explain it to people is not fun at all. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder what this is going to mean for the tech companies. I wonder if the Google investigation will just kind of disappear, and who knows what will happen next year. Oh yeah, something disgusting in cans might work. Oh, there's my tea kettles. Yeah, something like that. Wait a minute. What layer is that? This one. Okay. Yeah, something like this. And some open cans. That might work. Nice. uh, all right. Oh yeah, you notice I no coffee today. It's Red Bull. Oh, yeah, no particular reason. I guess I just had a lot of coffee earlier, so it didn't sound like needed any more. It didn't feel like. All right, so let's find some cans that will work. Yeah, so this maybe this and this will be enough. All right, fill this. I can put it in front of something. Yeah, something like that might look nicer. Oops. And this. These are really large cans. Something like that. I don't know. What is that? It's something disgusting. If I need that really big, this is almost like a canned ham or something. It's so big. I don't know. Maybe I do need one more though. It's a nice balance. Something. What are these cans full of? All right. Yeah, something like that works. All right. It's a nice contrast. Some type of canned something. Yeah, I think that works. Maybe just this one up a little bit. Sure, that works. Yeah, maybe a lid on this one as well. I can open lid. All right. Oh, maybe this. Oh, they did a. I finally got to see an episode. They're doing a Japanese version of the Kiefer Sutherland drama from 2000s, 24. So that was really, really popular here. A lot, I guess Fox did well kind of promoting stuff. So 24 and Prison Break were really popular series in Japan. And now, 20 years later, they're doing a Japanese version, but not a new idea, like not a, kind of uniquely Japanese, like politics or situations or whatever. They're literally, because they credit the original screenwriters in the first episode, so they're just literally translating the script and remaking the first season of 24 with all Japanese actors. And the casting is all over the place. Like Jack Bauer is pretty old looking, like the actor that's playing him is, in his like late 50s looking, looks pretty terrible. And the casting is just really, really weird and kind of doesn't make any sense. But it's literally the first season again in Japanese. And I don't know, because everybody here watched that. It was a really popular series. So it's just a mystery what the appeal is or what they're thinking by doing that. But I was really surprised. But they did. India did a version of 24 too. The one Indian actor that was in the American series went back to India, and he, of course, did the Jack Bauer role in the Indian version of that. So it's been done before, like in Asia, they've remade 24. But I think that one was a little more original. Like I think he wrote it and starred in it or something. So it wasn't just a remake. Because that show, it's not that well written that you should, treat that script like such a perfect thing. And the gimmick is really old now too. And also that, the budget for Japanese television is pretty bad. So it doesn't look great at all. It's just video. I mean, it's 4K video too. So that's the funny thing, is everybody looks old. You can see the lines in everybody's face. So even if you're just in your 30s, you don't look particularly young. So all of the actors look kind of worn out, which is very, very funny. But yeah, they're doing it in Japanese 24. Very strange. So maybe they'll remake Friends and ER in Japan too. I don't understand who that's for. Maybe somebody that didn't, they would like that type of show but didn't watch it because it was foreign. It was dubbed though. The voices are all dubbed in, so it's not like you have to read it or anything. But I totally forgot. For some reason I had in my head that was a 90s show, that came out in like the late 90s. And it's 2001. Like the first episode is like November 2001. So that's post 9/11. So that really, like, I couldn't remember the timing of that, and that felt very strange. Because is that why that show did well? Aside from its gimmick, is that why that show was popular? Is because it was part of that kind of 9/11, let's get the terrorists kind of thing? That's really weird. Because they were in production. They must have been in production during 9/11. That's very weird. That felt very strange. I didn't remember any of that about that show. But they're totally remaking it in Japan. A very lifeless, completely, no passion version of 24. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do very well, but they're really out of ideas here. I mean, they're making comic book TV shows basically. So many TV shows are based on manga here, and manga is not a great thing to base a TV show on, because so many, like, it can be very realistic, and then in the comic book they'll have this ridiculous character, like some crazy old guy with like buck teeth and red cheeks or something, some really exaggerated kind of cartoon character, even if the rest of the book itself is more realistic, like, people look fairly realistic. They'll have these weird exaggerated characters, so when they do a TV drama, they'll kind of make that actor look like that. It's really strange. So and they'll act very comical or just annoying, and so some of those are really hard to watch. But people read the comics. If the comic was popular, then I guess there's an audience for it. More cans. But I don't understand that. I don't understand that, because it kind of destroys the whole kind of suspension of disbelief kind of thing when you have this weird, exaggerated, almost like comedy theater actor in the middle of a drama. So it'll be like a show about a business or doctors or lawyers or something, and then there'll be some old guy that's just a clown, looks like a clown. But that's how they looked in the comic book, so it's very strange. Oh yeah, cream corn. Yeah. I was thinking about that, like the weird canned stuff, like filling and like mushy peas and cream corn and pie filling, all that disgusting stuff. Oh yeah, so that's the funny thing, is the tension. Like 24 is yeah, definitely, like corned beef hash and creamed corn. That's perfect, Sedona. That's exactly. Or chicken of the sea. That's right. Is that really chicken? But the tension, like that was the thing that, I guess the gimmick of that show is the simultaneous action, and they would just cut between scenes and kind of make it tense. And they didn't, it wasn't really that exciting, but the style of how they presented it and edited the show made it much more tense and exciting. And they're kind of not doing that in Japan, and they're not doing the frames, the kind of comic book type frames of simultaneous action to kind of make you tense. It's like, oh, this is happening, but they're just on the phone here, and they don't know what's going on. That thing, they're just like doing these weird slashes. So more like, manga, like Japanese manga stuff. They'll just do a slash across the frame and show like two things. And sometimes it's two angles of the same person. So they don't understand that simultaneous action is what makes that show tense. And that it's that helps the real time gimmick, is like, look how fast everything's moving. But the kind of yelling on the phone, and even like the torture thing, that was the weird thing. The thing that I forgot about is like that character Jack Bauer was always like torturing people. Like that was his gimmick. He's like ripping lamps. They're ripping the electric cords off of lamps and like plugging them in, and like getting ready to shock people, to torture them into confessing or giving him information. So that was that Bush era of like waterboarding and everything. It's a weird kind of historical artifact, that show. It's very odd because it survived on its gimmick, but it was all counterterrorism after 9/11. So yeah, just really bizarre. I totally forgot about all of that. And and they're doing a kind of a real low-key, real calm, low-key Japanese version of that. Oh no, Sedona! I know why that got stopped. Nice, spotted dick. I like you even tried to sneak that by, and they still caught it. That's funny. Yeah, we can ask Lee about that, right? That's a British thing. Oh, that's right. That mask. I couldn't believe that's one of those things I missed on TV. I think on YouTube, I like went into like a little YouTube hole of that. But yeah, that singing show, The Mask, I don't know if it's mask. It's a costume. It's like I forget what it's called, but there was a Korean singing show where it was famous like actors and people, and they would dress in a costume that expressed something about them, and then sing and do perform. And then they would reveal themselves, if they won or whatever. Or I guess when they lost, they had to reveal themselves, or I don't know. I forget how it worked, but then, America did a version of that, and the people that were in that were really surprising. Like I'm totally blanking, the Alaskan, the running mate of the female presidential running mate that went against Obama. Damn, yeah, what's her face? But she was like doing that. She was dressed as a pink rabbit or something horrible, and singing, and then the reveal was really nauseating. Yeah, Sarah Palin. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, that's very bizarre, but I guess it was based on a Korean like reality singing show, and they tried to adapt it for the US. But singing and karaoke and that kind of stuff has a much different place in Asia, so it doesn't translate so well. It's very strange. There's so many singing shows already of just people singing, because a lot of people sing very well, and there's a lot of singing impression shows. So you want to do like a sound-alike thing, so they'll have many choices of famous singers and famous songs in Japan, and then someone will come on and do a sound-alike performance. They'll sing exactly like, kind of like doing an impression. And so people are, wow, they love that kind of thing. So there are so many singing shows here, and I'm sure in Korea too. So it's weird that they tried to translate that, but it looks like a nightmare, that show. Uh, nice. Mm. All right. So what are we? Oh, yeah, that's right. So November 1st, maybe I already complained about this, but yeah, November 1st, we're already into Christmas season. So almost 2 months of plastic Christmas trees and Christmas carol, music everywhere. And that's really funny. They still do have a lot of like drugstores or a lot of chain stores don't play radio stations or anything. They literally still have music, so you'll hear these instrumental versions of weird songs, like, but done like on really horrible, like electronic, like keyboard synthesizer type versions of those. But now it's going to be all Christmas songs. It's really torture. It's just un yeah unlistenable versions of Christmas music just piped out of everywhere. And it goes on all of November and all of December because there's no Thanksgiving. Or actually, they do have a Labor Day Thanksgiving here, but there's no turkey or anything. It's not a family holiday. It's just a government holiday day off kind of thing. I guess equivalent to our Labor Day. But yeah, it's unmercifully Christmas now. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get in the mood. Oh, censored again. What? Wait, what? Did I see? Oh, man. I didn't see anything. Huh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen... Yeah, it's all like SCTV. Like a lot of the cast is like SCTV alumni. Schitt's Creek. K5 is talking about. I just saw the trailer on like Netflix. It's here. It's here on Japanese Netflix, and it looks funny. It looks like well done, because it's very very good. I mean, depending on your taste, but it's very good comedy actors. Um, the yeah, I think the parents are both from SCTV, so good stuff. But I haven't started. Yeah, it's always, it takes a lot to like get over, like, to get convinced to start watching a series, especially like if it's got 6 seasons, because I know if I like it, it's going to be a big commitment to make it through. And if I stop watching something, I don't go back to it. Like, I haven't finished the 3rd season, I think, of Dark on Netflix. I enjoyed it, and I just can't. I stopped watching the 3rd season, and I can't go back. I just can't. And now I'm going to have forgotten so much, especially for that show. I'm going to have forgotten so much that I can't enjoy. So, like, over the lockdown, I got all the way through The Wire. And if it wouldn't have been locked down and I would have stopped at any point, I never would have finished. I never would have made it back. So I'm really bad like that. Easily, lose my enthusiasm. I think that's funny. That's something we're losing. They're trying to do that by like releasing weekly, like doing on streaming. They're releasing weekly, but there is so much about the social kind of pressure or the social requirement of watching a TV show. Like, you have coworkers or friends or something that want to talk about a show, or, well, what do you think's going to happen, or, well, who do you think this character is, or whatever. That social aspect of it, of like TV dramas and comedies and stuff, that gets lost with streaming. And so, like, people ask you, have you seen The Wire? It's like, wait, do you mean have I watched like 4 or 5 seasons of television? It's really weird. So you can't talk about it until you give it that kind of a commitment, until you dedicate that many, however many, like, 70 hours or whatever to watching a show. It's really weird. So it changes that dynamic a lot. Oh yeah, American Horror Story. Yeah, 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 right. The mom from Home Alone. Yeah, yeah, the mom from Beetlejuice and Home Alone. Yeah, you guys are probably all too young for SCTV, but that was the Canadian version, kind of the Canadian Saturday Night Live, and really good. So like Rick Moranis, and so a lot of people came out of there, and Martin Short. Martin Short was originally SCTV, and then he was on. Whoa, sorry, no, not an earthquake, just my foot. And then he was on a couple seasons of Saturday Night Live. But yeah, some really good stuff, and they were really irreverent. Like it was as close as maybe North America is ever going to do to producing kind of like more Monty Python type stuff, because a lot of the gimmicks and stuff were really odd, like very different. All right, Sedona, we'll wait. We'll wait for you. You're a good granddaughter. That's amazing. I'm sure that is getting more rare in the US. Yeah, I can't imagine some of my family members being able to do that. But yeah, so yeah, SCTV is good. If you get a chance, look up clips on. I mean, it'll probably feel very dated, but for its time, it really was awesome. Oh, John Candy too. So like John Candy, Rick Moranis, a lot of people that did a lot of 80s comedy stuff came out of SCTV. So Second City TV, I think, is what that meant. And because it was Canadian, Canadian TV is like publicly funded, and also there's like requirements, or some of it's funded with public money, and the government put certain requirements on the actors or crew or whatever have to be Canadian, or some percent have to be Canadian, and also the content. So there has to be a certain amount of content on the show that's like Canadian culture, or just is Canadian based or whatever. And so that's why the if you ever saw the McKinsey brothers, so it's Rick Moranis, and I'm totally blanking on the other guy, but they do these brothers that they just they're they just drink beer and talk in heavy Canadian accents. And they did a movie in the 80s. Strange Brew was the McKinsey brothers movie, but that was their Canadian culture. Like that they were happy, the government was happy with that as their like Canadian culture. So it's just two guys sitting in parkas and beanies, like drinking beer, and like that's the whole gimmick of it. Yeah, with real heavy Canadian accents. I think they just talk about hockey and beer the whole time. But yeah, so a kind of parody of like, yeah, there is no Canadian culture. They're kind of making fun of it, but that was enough for them to fulfill the requirement of whatever percent of Canadian based programming they had to have. Oh man. Oh, Living Color. Yeah. Oh, Kids in the Hall. Yeah. Yeah, Kids in the Hall is good. That's another. Yeah, so yeah, SCTV, and yeah, Kids in the Hall is another good comedy troupe. That was one of those. Lauren Michaels, the Saturday Night Live producer guy, discovered them too. Yeah, that was really good. I remember that in the 90s, being a nice Saturday Night Live alternative. I forget. Well, I think that was on. It was on late night. Like they would show episodes of that late night, but there were really good characters from that, and that also had that. That felt a little Monty Python too, not in kind of irreverence or like the kind of intellectual level, but like there were very few. There were a few, but rarely women actresses. So it's just a troupe of comedians, and so they play male and female characters. So there's a lot of funny female characters. Yeah, that they played back and forth. So that's yeah. Who's? I mean, everybody that was in Kids in the Hall kind of did other things and was kind of famous. Yeah, I'm blanking on everybody's names. All these like these generic Canadian names. I can't think of anybody's name. But yeah, a lot of people that did voice work in animation and a lot other comedy stuff. Yeah, one of the guys was one of the leads in News Radio, that sitcom that had Phil Hartman on it. I'm blanking, but yeah, Kids on the Hall was good. It was very yeah, just young kids doing sketch comedy and real funny characters. But yeah, that only had a few seasons too. But yeah, SCTV was kind of maybe late 70s, early 80s, so kind of a contemporary of more of a contemporary of Saturday Night Live, and it's kind of golden era. So very old and dated, but a lot of comedy actors came out of there. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. That's the closest thing that they had. Yeah, SCTV is yeah, basically Canadian Saturday Night Live, and I think it played either against on American TV against or after Saturday Night Live. I remember my friend taping it. It was kind of like when we were in like elementary school or whatever. He would tape it, and so every time we'd have a sleepover, we'd watch SCTV, and I think it was on really late, so it was hard to stay up and watch. Usually, yeah, it was one of the things. Maybe they ran it Friday night late or something. I don't know if they ran it against, and probably every network was different. But yeah, that was good. There's a lot of, but it's old. It's. I'm dating myself by saying that was on when I was in elementary school. That really dates me. Yeah. Yeah, it's changed so much, and they still try to do, like, I've seen some of the, like, Netflix and stuff try to do comedy sketch shows, and a couple of them have been okay, but it's not anything that's like standing out so much. Yeah, that's too bad. It's just funny how much bigger things used to be because there was just so much less. Now you have to do something really crazy to get noticed because things are so there's just so much. So a lot of things that if they would have come out, back in the 80s or whatever and been the same quality that they are now, they would have been amazing. They would have been these very classic remembered shows, but now nobody's going to remember anything about them. That's got to be really frustrating. Just the glut of everything on streaming and feeling like, you get a show, you get offered to make a show and it has zero impact, and because of that whole streaming nature, the original stuff and the stuff that they produce, they cut off after just a few seasons. Unless it's insanely popular, they just cut it off because it's better for them to get, they're only subscribers, they're only thinking about subscribers, and so they're just thinking about new things, new productions. So things that are good are only getting a few seasons and then being canceled to make room for other stuff that will attract new subscribers or will keep old subscribers because, a new show. Yeah, it's really weird. I wonder how they're thinking about this and programming this stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, who is that? Yeah, there was Tracy Ullman. She did a lot of characters. That was she's British though, I think. But yeah, she did a bunch of characters and a bunch of different accents and stuff, and that's where the Simpsons came from. Like they did those Simpsons shorts on the Tracy Ullman show. and one of the regulars on her show in her little like, group of actors does the voice of Homer. Yeah, that's probably not who you're thinking of, but that's who jumped to mind when you said, yeah, plays a lot of characters. All right. But yeah, it's funny too. And comedy changes so much. The when you watch like really old episodes of something, or even really old stand up, it's like, okay, I can see why that's funny, but now it doesn't hit you as hard. Like it doesn't surprise you or anything, because I guess the comedians the more contemporary comedians are influenced by that, so we've kind of already heard that humor kind of updated. So that's too bad. So you watch old like Richard Pryor, or even like Robin Williams, or any older stuff by people that are respected as comedians, and it just, yeah, well, I guess it's the same thing with old movies too. People are influenced by old movies and kind of knock them off, kind of steal things from them, so it feels like you've seen these things, and so they don't have the impact anymore because they've already kind of been cycled through the culture. So you've seen a lot of this stuff, and so even watching the original version, it's like, okay, well, historically I guess that's interesting, but it doesn't affect you, it doesn't impress you, because it seems very like a stereotype, or like a trope that you've already gotten used to. Yeah, I think she's British. I'm not sure. She could be. I can't remember. Yeah, Tracy Ullman. Yeah. She did a really good job of switching her accent too. It was hard to tell. All right. Thermos jokes. Yeah, I think I've done that before. Yeah, but it's got to be hard to get noticed. I mean, you have to be new in a very, or not necessarily new, but you have to get noticed in a really large scale comedy movie, which there aren't that many of them anymore, like a big successful movie. And it just doesn't happen very much. All right, not that. So maybe we'll do some other cups here. So yeah. And I'm sure I'm just not paying attention, but I'm sure it's the same thing with like web comics and things now too. Is there just so many, and even ones that are amazing, and people say, "Oh, you have to read this; it's really good." It's like, yeah, okay, maybe I will. So, yeah, I think my work and career has been affected in that same way. That was internet. That's early internet based, because webcomics are small files, and they're more easily produced. So yeah, there's just a glut, and it was much easier. So when I first started this cartoon in 2002, I just linked it to like webcomics.com, and there were just like a couple of places to submit to, and you got a ton of traffic. I mean, I had all kinds of reviews and all kinds of people noticing this cartoon when I first started doing it. And I can't imagine, I mean, I would have to do kind of the social media thing. I think if I just was starting this now, I'd have to hit Instagram and Twitter really hard to try to get attention for it. But back in the day, I mean, because I think, like I told you, the editor at Disney Adventures had read this cartoon and knew it. So when I met him in San Diego, he knew me already, like he knew this cartoon. So that's insane. That probably does not happen as much at all anymore, because it's just, everything is so crowded, and there's so much amazing work. There's so much really good work, but nothing stands out. It's just really buried. Oh, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, because I think when I was originally doing this stream, I was doing a lot more like talking about technique and talking about, you know, art and your career and stuff. That's probably a good idea. K5 is just talking and drawing and not having it very art based, because I think the art based stuff is much more you know, people talking technique and stuff, and obviously I'm not talking technique, just chatting I think is much more appropriate. That's a good idea. I'll give that a shot and see if that helps, because I think people pop in here and see some jerk with Photoshop, and that's not very interesting, because a lot of the art stuff, it's literally like people with cameras over their easels, or, you know, they're actually doing like real media and stuff, or they're doing like, you know, sexy anime pinup stuff, so it's more fun to watch watch what they're doing. They're not doing thermoses. They're not doing sexy thermoses like I do. That's a good idea, K5. I should try that, because I gotta figure Twitch out, you know, better. Because my keywords are terrible. I think my category is terrible, and I think I'm part of a gaming network. I think I got a while back, somebody sent me a request to be added to their network. I think it's just a gaming network, so it isn't quite as compatible. Let's see a little bit, but yeah, I gotta figure it out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just don't draw enough. There's just not enough sexiness. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Alright. Just keep drawing cups and see if this anything kind of makes sense. Yeah, if I could just figure out how to put cleavage on a coffee mug, I would probably be much more popular. Yeah, it's really funny. I probably shouldn't go too far into this, but it's funny how that Twitch thing happened, where there are just, you know, girls in low cut shirts, you know, just like begging for donations. It's just this modified, like, it's the same dynamic as a strip club, you know, talking to a stripper and having her like bring up her son needs braces or whatever. But that's all it is. It's just the part of a strip club where you're just having, you know, it's just small talk, and they're hitting you up for cash because you're their regular or whatever. And that's exactly what Twitch is. The girls on Twitch, the thoughts on Twitch, the e-thoughts, whatever. But that's funny that just like that was distilled from that culture, that kind of, you know, strip club culture, and now it just exists as an online thing. And probably the guys that are like, you know, donating and stuff would never even step foot in a strip club, so they don't know that thing even exists. That kind of the simping thing. Yeah, they don't even know that people have been simping since the 50s, but they do it face to face with cash instead of whatever electronically. So that's really funny that that whole thing kind of evolved. And then when OnlyFans happened, then so many of these girls are like, oh wait, I can really make money if I become if I become something else. Then that's where the money really is. It's so funny. I don't know. In having two daughters, I can't even imagine like having your daughter running a business out of her bedroom and like living in your house. That must exist, and that's gotta be crazy. Or like there must be situations where the daughter is paying the rent and buying food and everything for the entire family based on that business. It's like, okay, I guess it's a new economy. Yeah, it's crazy. Mm. Hey, Sedona. Welcome back. Yeah, so that is very it's a very funny thing. Like you can see why, because it's so removed. Like that, I think people, the stigma of sex work is exploitation and violence. That's what you don't want people to be exposed to. Because when it's face to face and you're getting in cars, or you're meeting people face to face or whatever, there's a chance for you to be injured, or be hurt or killed, and there's also a chance that somebody's exploiting you, somebody's turning you out, basically for their benefit, for their financial gain. And the internet kind of changed all that, but so it's got it's removing a level, so it's safer work, but it's still the exact same thing. It's just like a weird simulation of the exact same thing. So there has to still be exploitation, involved in it, but it's just different. Self-exploitation. But yeah. But you can imagine, like, your family. I don't want to go on and on about this, but yeah. But that just seems very bad. You can get locked into something because you're helping your family. Crazy. And I can't believe... One more thing. I can't believe the scumbags that, either girls on Reddit or OnlyFans or whatever will take their content, their, adult content, and dox them, like, or not like publicly dox them, but find out who they really are, find out their real identities, and then contact them and say, I know who you are, where you work, whatever, and I will send this content out. And they kind of basically blackmail, like extort people. That's insane that like people's thinking goes to that right away. It's like, oh, you're making your own blackmail material, and all I have to do is subscribe to your thing, download it, find out who you are, and then I can threaten you and get money or free content or whatever. That's just insane. I can't believe that that's where some guys' minds go. But yeah, that's very impressive. So yeah, you hear lovely stories like that. Hashtag vent. Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. Just chatting, just venting, right? Just whinging, I guess, is the British. Yeah, just complaining about everything. But yeah, that kind of stuff is really surprising, and it's always sorry, it's always like that. That's why a lot of serial killers and stuff will target prostitutes, is because it's like, oh, they're bad people, no one's gonna miss them. That thinking is like, it just helps you like get over that what should be a complete barrier to murdering somebody. It's like, oh, they're not nice people, so it's okay if I murder them, or nobody cares about them. And the chances are they're probably supporting somebody. They're either supporting a child, or supporting an entire family or whatever with what they're doing. But the thinking is that, oh well, there's something morally wrong with them, so it's okay. That's really crazy. But I think that's where that comes from. The same thing that makes serial killers kill prostitutes is the same thing that'll try to make you blackmail a girl on OnlyFans. Lovely. Hashtag vent. Just venting. Yeah, and the funny thing is with younger generations, they are doing the same things that previous generations did in a different version, but they feel it's different. Like somehow it feels different, or they think that this is their own thing, or it's new, or it's original. It's like it's always been around. There's always been a way, like the camera clubs, and that's my God, sorry about that. They still exist in Japan, I think. Camera clubs still exist in Japan, where a a model, a nude model, will offer to do like a session. So kind of like an artist model will work. You'll pay them hourly for a class of art students to draw them. But it's a girl that maybe will just do swimsuit, but probably does nude for more money, and just guys with cameras come and take photos of them. So that's like all of this stuff has existed like pre-digital. It was the exact same thing. Guys would pay for nude photos of you, but they made them themselves. You would just be in the room and they would make their own content of you. But it's just, it's funny. And I wonder how much of that, I wonder if that kind of stuff, probably in Japan it does, it spills over into cosplay. So like girls that are cosplay models will probably do that same sort of thing. And not really see it as sex work, but they are kind of, especially if they're doing erotic cosplay, they're basically doing that same kind of camera club thing. Yeah, but there's nothing new. It's switched delivery systems is all. It's switched mediums. It's no longer analog. But it's funny how people just keep wrestling with the same ethical and moral issues again and again. All right. Yes, Sedona, that's true. Yeah, I heard that a lot on podcasts, like New York podcasts and stuff. And even I think like Howard Stern and stuff would interview the dominatrixes and like the requests and stuff, because I guess there's so much money in New York, and there's so many repressed businessmen or whatever that want you to do things to them or call them certain things or whatever. And so that does sound like pretty easy work. You just drink a lot of water and have a lot of spit available, and you can make a lot of money. Ugh. Yikes. All right, that's a gigantic coffee mug. Oh, it's so nice. Look at that. I hit the Alt key and it didn't change my keyboard language, finally. But that means I'm going to have to figure out, every other computer that I'm using. I have to find that control panel as well. Oh no, you got held. Getting paid. There we go. Yes, your ideal job, right? Nice. Yeah, and with so much of that stuff, there's got to be so many amazing things that you could do for money that you have to just be able to build a client list. As soon as you have a client list, then, well, that's just like, freelancing anything. You just have to be able to find the right clients, and yeah, damn. Just filling a need. Find a market, fill a need. All right, what am I doing with this? So something that's, I think I've done that before though, something kind of aping a thermos. Yeah, so one of these, so like turning this over. Yeah, like do something like that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay. I think this one, if I straighten it out a little bit, I think this one works the best. Try to do a little more symmetrical, and then just so the glass is going to be see-through. Oops. So I just need I just need to, maybe I'll do it on a separate layer so I don't screw anything up. Yeah, I just need to do... Oh, and put that layer under. Right? Right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so every part of this, it's going to be opaque. Something like that. This a little bigger. Yeah, I don't know. They just didn't seem to get the concept. Maybe I don't need this other glass. Or maybe I do to show. Let's see. That it's all glasses. Yeah, maybe. Just chatting. And trying to draw. Wow. Yikes. Yeah. Oh, that abuse stuff. I don't understand. I can't. Yeah. Joe's doing some searches on the internet right now. That's why he's away. He's searching for the for somebody to stomp. Wow. Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah. A thermos, not washing a thermos after you've had like, especially like some beef vegetable soup or something nasty in it that gets pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm going to try to move everything over a little bit. Come on. Okay. Just do it with the cursor then. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I'll move that mug a little closer. Here. Move this down, if I can find it. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Yes, so maybe all of this is a little bit... Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You're going to have to get much taller shoes, Sedona, if you want to do some stomping. Yeah, but here's a secret for everybody that I remember seeing in a documentary about the kind of old school porn industry. So before there was like pills and, injections and things to make guys be able to perform, that was a thing that old porn stars used to do. And there was a documentary that somebody was, filming on the set, and one of the male actors like went off camera and like went back into one of the bathrooms or something, and he was literally hurting himself. And I guess that was the secret, like, torturing part of himself to get it to keep working. And that kind of stimulation actually kept things working well, so he could film for a long time. But it had to like be physical pain to keep blood circulation or whatever going. So that was crazy. And so the old school guys really hate the young guys that are just using pills and stuff. They're using drugs to perform, because the old school was you had to kind of figure yourself out and figure out tricks that you could use. And one of them was like really hurting yourself, like physically really hurting yourself. So things kept going. Oh man. Nice. Yeah, so that's really funny. That was a shocking revelation, and kind of a secret. I think that's kind of an industry secret. They don't want to talk about that. But ouch. Yeah, this glass now is too thick. Just thin it just a little bit so it at least matches, because the more delicate line like makes it read as glass. It could read wrong, something like that. Uh, nice. All right. So I think that'll get the point across. Let me try to color this and see if it works. If it doesn't work when I color it, and if you can't tell what everything's supposed to be, then maybe I'll rethink the idea. All right. And then maybe center everything again. All right, let's try to do this. So I think I'll do like a yellow or orangey yellow and red kind of thermos. Yeah, something like that. All right, maybe just the handle. And glasses will just be white. In other news. Nice. Oh, great, great. Yeah, yeah. I want to see that. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Lee just posted a video just recently on her channel. I don't know if she's been live streaming. I haven't gotten any notifications, but yeah, I saw a video. And I think it because it had photos from Japan, so I think it's maybe content that she made before she left. But it's been a while since I've seen, maybe like a month since I've seen any videos on her channel. Yeah. Mm. All right. Oh, doing blue. Yeah, that works. And maybe brownish, reddish brown. Oh yeah, I forgot that's very brown. The monitor's not giving me the accurate. Yeah, I can't go between. I guess I should just do all my color picking. The tablet's so small though, but I should probably just do all the color picking on that because the difference between the two monitors is huge. Oh, that's so cool. A tiny straightener for doll hair. That's great. Nice. Yeah, I hope because I think she's been working and having a lot of respiratory stuff. I saw on Facebook. Dolly was saying that she's having some asthma stuff going on. So that's not fun. Yeah, I hope she's doing okay. I hope she's happy not being here. I mean, it's sad because she was so fun to hang around with, but it sounded like her life and especially her work life was really miserable in Japan. So much happier. And I don't think she was dating so much here, so it's nice that her love life and everything is getting busier back in England. I hope she doesn't mind me. I'm like just spilling all the details, but yeah, I hope she doesn't mind talking about personal stuff. But yeah, but she's really fun to hang out with, and very talented artist. All right, yeah, let me see if I can get this to make sense. All right. Yeah, thanks, K5. Clipping all of my Dolly talk. Uh, right. Yeah, try to make things look a little more shiny, metallic-y. Oh, maybe the handle here. There we go. Yeah, it's so easy to forget on streaming that I'm just like putting a video stream out there that anybody could be doing anything with. It's really creepy, and I think, yeah, it's just so easy to get used to talking casually, and especially talking to chat, that it's, yeah, always something to keep in mind. Just broadcasting everything out there. All right. So I want to put something on a layer and to kind of cover this, make this blue look a little diffused from overlapping with the glass. Let's try something like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how necessary that is. It helps a little bit. Yeah. It sounds like she's doing okay. Just some health problems. Just maybe readjusting back to the kind of different climate and all the different bugs and stuff that are in different countries. And it has to be hard too. She made the move during the bad weather season and everything, so that can't be easy. I'm sure lifestyle change. I think the last time I asked her, she said, yeah, they're still kind of sporadically doing, lockdown and closing things. So, and it's not the same in each country. In the UK is a little different. So, different rules. It's not closed, and neither is that. There we go. All right. Yeah, maybe I should do some pattern or something on the thermos. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Let me try do like a Charlie Brown line on the thermos. Let's see. See how this goes. Just lighten it up a little bit. There we go. Nice. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I hope she's getting better. And I think that's the one weird thing, like dating and things when you're, living outside your home country, when you're kind of, an expat in that kind of expat community. Like everyone's from all kinds of different countries and stuff. But if you're in Japan and you're not like dating someone Japanese, you're living in this weird kind of outside the culture thing. And yeah, I think it's just weird because I just remember from being a homestay student, like the relationships felt really intense, and because you're kind of outside your everybody is feeling weak and vulnerable and everything. So when you meet somebody, you can have you fall into a relationship really quick, and it feels really intense and really real, but it's mostly just created by the circumstance, and you're not actually feeling those feelings, or you're not actually that into that person. So yeah, I remember that a lot. It's kind of a fake feeling, so you have to be really careful, like living abroad, and other foreigners and things, feel different. I don't think you have a very accurate idea of how you're really feeling about somebody. So yeah, when you're young, I guess that doesn't matter so much, but it doesn't feel like real life after a while. A little bit bigger. Yeah. Yeah, it's just very easy to get that two of us against the world kind of feeling if you're both foreigners in a foreign country. And that's not very real. All right. There we go. How are we going to write that? It's Charlie Brown's Thermos. Yay! All right, Joe caught that. Nice. All right. And now the mysterious hash and cream whatever from the... yeah, so I got to be careful about colors, right? Maybe do some weird green. Okay, so I'll put the color picker on the monitor. There we go. Yeah, totally different. That's really funny. It's much less saturated. It's funny. All right, so some kind of weird green. Yeah, yellowy, strange green gray. Okay. Strange baby food like colors. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see how that works. What happened? All my windows minimized. There we go. All right. And now some can colors. Well, first we'll just do the metal. So that can be all the same. All right. And then the labels can be blues and greens. Something like that. Oops. Yeah, so like a dark green, like a Del Monte color. Oh, wait, maybe I should. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, since these are all turning into JPEGs, I'm trying to stay in the kind of the, not totally web safe, but stuff that's not going to give me any printing problems and things in the future if I convert it to CMYK or whatever. So I do a lot of that with the colors, just so in the future, and because I can always change the color, individual colors if I have these files with the different layers, but you don't want to have to do that. It's something that you deal with ahead of time, so there won't be big color shifts and stuff. Yeah, that was that cartoon that I did for Disney Adventures. One of the kids' hair was like bright yellow, and I had to be really careful. You had to kind of shift that into brown or like really bright orange almost, because if you do just like a straight yellow, CMYK makes it green, so his hair was very greenish. So I had to be really careful with that color shift that happens with 4-color printing and stuff. So it's always, I don't know I'm talking about this, but that's something to always keep in mind. It gets tricky. All right. Something like that, and maybe like this, and maybe just red. All right. Uh-oh. Joe's getting beaten by his cat. Yeah, you can't... I was surprised. Yeah, cats are pretty funny. They get stuck in their ways about food. When you switch food on them, sometimes like, nope. Not gonna happen. I remember that well. But it's cheaper. Exactly. Alright. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to make the extra unpleasant goopy color of these little blobs. Maybe the wetter they are, the more disgusting they'll look. We'll see. Yeah, the scale of the cans is a little weird, but... Oops. Why? What got selected? Oh, shit. Okay. Let's try not to do that. There we go. Yeah, I shifted my selection. Something like that. Oops. God, I'm going to do this all by hand. Yeah, I guess sometimes like greens and colors it won't differentiate very well. It's fine. We'll see how gloppy this... Yeah, right. That's... Hey, Yum, how's it going? Yes. Disgusting chunks of carrots and things will be perfect. Alright. Yeah, that works. Made it just in time for all the disgusting chunk coloring. Yeah, I should do. Let me try that. Something orange and lumpy. That works. Nice. And then I can emphasize their chunkiness with some shadows. Oh, actually, I think I have to go... Oh, that might work. I have to go so bright. Oh. And then some kind of wetness. Wet lumpiness. Yeah, something like that. And I guess we'll put, yeah, maybe green is good. A bit of a sickly green. Mike and Ike's all right. Nice. There we go. All right. Something like that, and then the wetness. Yeah, this sensitivity is, yeah, not reliable. That big tablet is so nice, but so big. It's hard to, it would be hard to have that here. I would lose a lot of desk space. All right. There we go. Everything's a little shiny. Putting the wetness on. That's right, Joe just came back from the kitchen. Oh no, I'm making it hard to eat. All right. Not too wonky on the eyes here. Jeez, let's try that again. Yeah, this desktop is the table. It's a little shiny, so I think the laser on the mouse doesn't like that at all. And I wish I could do the eyes with the pen, but you know, I have to turn off the pressure sensitivity, and then yeah, it may get strange. All right, so some shadows on the ground, and I think these guys are looking shiny. I think I've done a lot of blobs of mystery food cartoons. It's just fun. They're fun to draw, I guess, is probably why. All right. There we go. Here. All right, that works. Hey, hey, Jose, thank you so much for the donation and a big W. Excellent. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated. Oh, did I miss? God damn. Was there any text there I totally missed? I'm really bad at this. And I'm not getting any better. I didn't see anything. Yum. Okay. I'll get right on that. Yeah, that's true. That's right. They've got juice in them, don't they? They would have to be juicy. All right, let's see here. Oh, did I do this correctly? Oh, good. Okay, I didn't miss any text. All right. There we go. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, yeah. After the election, I saw that the state of Oregon has almost. It's. I guess it's. Yeah, it's decriminalized. I guess you can still get a ticket or something, but you can have anything, any controlled substance under your in your possession, and the worst you're going to get is a ticket or a trip to an addiction class. So I think I'm coming to Oregon to hang out with Yum and do Tim Tam Slams and heroin, and then we won't have to worry about any criminal charges. That was amazing, though. I mean, I can understand like the motivation for it, but woof, that's amazing. It's gonna attract some pretty interesting, interesting people. Oh, maybe, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it should be... Yeah, maybe the puddle. Whoops. The puddle. What's going on? There we go. Yeah, the puddle should be not the same color. And turn some of this off. That's right, anything in a can is like full of disgusting juice. Alright. Come on, there we go. So, if I bring that down, there, nice and juicy. So try to up a little bit, and then, oh, I think it's going to need, yeah, it's going to need water. Uh-oh. What am I forgetting? Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, I'm good. I'll need to put some wetness on there. Mmm. Looking juicy. Where's the... Joe's still trying to eat. Oh, Joe, this was the wrong stream. The wrong cartoon. Alright. Let me see if I can just take that off of there. Yeah, that's probably easier. Just did this. And nice. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess they're leaving it up to the states, but I don't know why there's just not a federal legalization of at least marijuana to stop this slow nonsense. But I guess they're leaving it up to the states. Come on. But it sure is moving slowly. But it would just take a... whoops. It's just going to take a state lawsuit to make it federal. It's got to happen eventually. There's some wet juiciness. Oh, I didn't do a... I should do a little peripheral stuff here so it looks extra disgusting. Oh, wrong layer. Damn. It's this one. There we go. Can actually zoom in and see what I'm doing. Nice technique. All right. Yeah, something like that's the problem. I shouldn't zoom in this close because, when we're talking about that being or maybe that being the original size, all that detail gets lost in the JPEG, so I'd have to print it huge. Uh-oh. Right, yeah, decriminalized. Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, with the opioid epidemic, that doesn't seem like a great move. I mean, it'll keep the prisons in Oregon from being flooded with, just possession, just people being busted for possession, but at the same time, there's going to be so many more overdoses and things because you can't take it away from people. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm coming. I'm bringing Tim Tams, and then I'm looking for a dealer. That's crazy. All right. Well, we got. There we go. That stuff. That's funny, K5. Yes, I don't know. Must be sleeping because we're talking about weed and nothing. Federal decriminalization. Oh. There we go. That's a little more interesting. Everything's nice and wet. All right. So I guess we'll do some comments. See what happened last week. Where is that? There we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. The randomness of last week. So here we go. So, yeah, that was, what was that, Tuesday? Thursday. The 5th. Workplace was changed forever by forces beyond their control. So has every place else. Oh. Too true to even like. Yeah. I gotta be careful. These are getting too depressing. Sorry, let me check. I got a daughter that's gonna need picked up, so I gotta keep checking what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to go in a little bit here. Sorry. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so I got to be careful with this this level of depressing cartoon. And so yeah, 3rd. So November 3rd. Oh, that's right. The brilliant election commentary. They missed the long lost days of uneventful choices. Nice. No choice. For good or bad. Que sera, sera. Nice. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I guess I can... well, as things unfold. Ooh, look at that. There's an old marker drawing. Look at that wonky looking... And I haven't seen one of those, the big plastic jug of anything, in a long time. And they're not clear, are they? You wouldn't be able to see the milk level like that. Plastic gallon sat neither refrigerated nor recycled. That's the first year when the audience wasn't quite there. 2006, a growing collection of bottle caps was inevitable. Yeah, these are some wonky. They're just getting a little better. That's still marker 2010. Yeah, I think so. It's still marker, but a little bit more under control. Oh, you can tell, yeah, by the unevenness of the eyes. It's still marker. It matters what's in the inside unless it's garbage juice. Yeah, I think it's one of the first garbage juice cartoons. Nice. The bag's not quite dark enough, though. Oh, we've got 3 garbage juice comments. That matters, too. 11 years ago. It is all matter. What's the matter? Nice. Garbage. Look at how minimalist that cartoon is, too. There's just one little object. Dad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to do the dad stuff. Sorry, it'll be a little bit. Yeah, this whole week has been just chaos for my wife's work, so I gotta chip in here. Yeah, sorry. Well, I'm glad I got to do this. At least I'm glad I got to do some cartoons. Okay, so we'll cut the comments. And okay, yeah. So before So we'll go comments straight into... Boom. All right. Nice background. I have a garbage juice background. All right. So our old friends Chipstar have their new chocolate potato chips out. So this is kind of a Hokkaido, the big island kind of north of Japan, which is basically Wisconsin, I think. I think like a piece of Wisconsin broke off and is floating above Japan. So they have a lot of cattle there. So there's a lot of dairy cattle, and so they have chocolate and cheese and potatoes. So that's where they grow most of the corn and potatoes for Japan. So often you will get chocolate potato chips, and I like these are like, so Chipstar is basically like Pringles. They're the kind of, you know, whatever pulpy potatoes that are compressed into that simulated chip. So, and the wonderful, I love the beautiful YBC logo. So they do a lot of biscuits and cookies and stuff. Wow, these are, let's see, the whole package. There's only 12. There's only 12 chips in here. I guess because they're covered in chocolate. So let's take a quick look. Whoa, quick look at Chipstar, because I put this in the Twitter announcement. Oh, nice. Wow, yeah, look at that. There's only 12 potato chips in here. I forget how much this was. It was probably like only 100 yen, but 12 potato chips. So it's like a dime for every chip. So there you go. So it's like a little tiny Pringles with a big chocolate coating on one half. And so it's oh yeah. So just like chocolate covered pretzels, it has that nice combination of salt and chocolate. But the chip, maybe the real potato chip would be a little bit better. I don't think these guys do real potato chips. They only do the Pringles style. But the chocolate is dark chocolate. It's not milk chocolate. It's pretty good. Wow. So this is a standard. Well, this is a pretty standard style. So they come and go, but you can usually find them, especially maybe more wintertime. But yeah, chocolate covered potato chip, and sometimes real potato chips. There's a company that does like a kettle chip, like a thick kettle potato chip with chocolate on one side. But yeah, the salt and the chocolate is perfect, but just there's not enough potato because it's kind of that Pringles thing. And look how small they are. Are Pringles getting this small? They look really tiny. More in scale. Look really tiny. And there's only 12 of them. But it's perfect. I like the choice of the dark chocolate is nice. It's a much better combination. So it's a regular kind of Pringles style chip, real salty, but no other flavor, no, you know, just salt. But yeah, it's perfect. Ah, it's really perfect with the salty potato and the chocolate. Yeah, so good job. And that's kind of rare. A lot of chocolate things in Japan are kind of disappointing. It's either it's kind of that cheap, too sweet chocolate. So this is more usually the adult flavor, the dark chocolate. And maybe they did that. It doesn't say on the package specifically, but maybe they do that because kids don't buy these as much as older people do. But highly recommended. I don't know if only 12 though. But those are the wonderful Chipstar. Yeah, so a couple of companies do this, but Chipstar does them a lot. And they do the same thing as Pringles in the little kind of canister. But it's insane. Look at that. There's literally 12 chips in this whole box. But the way that they package them, though, is pretty cool because they're not broken at all. Like they're pretty protected in a box and then in a little vacuum tray. Oh, those are good. Oh, so highly recommended. Yeah, I haven't found them yet, but if I do find them, I definitely am going to have to bring them onto the stream. They have a shrimp cracker that's chocolate covered. I can't even imagine that combination. So the kind of weird salty sweetness of shrimp crackers plus chocolate, I have no idea what that's going to be like, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty terrible. So I thought it would go easy on myself. Oh, that's weird. So maybe just for display. So this side it's vertical and this side it's horizontal. I guess so you can decide which way to put them on the shelf. Yeah, no real information, just chocolate potato chips, and yeah, That's a very Hokkaido thing. Nice. And oh yeah. So they are well protected and don't even melt in your hands. Very nice. Oh yeah, French fries. Yeah. French fries in chocolate ice cream, or or Wendy's. This what are they, Frosties, the French fries. Sorry about that. Wrong one. Wrong button. All right, so let's write some of these, and I'm gonna have to pick up my sleepy daughter. They had some kind of excursion trip, so she's not doing well. So let me write these. And keep eating. I can't buy things that are too good because then I can't stop eating them. Wow, chocolate potato chips. Nice. All right. So let's see here. Oh, am I on? Yeah, I'm on Photoshop. Okay. So, the disgusting one. Oh, let's see. All right. So filled with what the cans were filled with. So they were disappointed or disgusted, or what was going on? Yeah, I like the opposite colored juice. That's lovely. All right. So the combination of disgust and disappointment So I like disgust and disappointment. And it's not very, doesn't flow very well though. So a mix of feelings, a combination of feelings, or a or a combination of flavors. Yeah, it looks like baby food very much. Oh yeah. Sorry, K5. Yeah, excursion trip. I guess that's the translating the Japanese. It's field trip. Yeah, like a field trip. So they went to a park. It's pretty cold today too. Maybe that's why she's tired. All right. Yeah, right. What would find them? Yeah, it does look like baby food, but it's just trying to make it like canned vegetables or some kind of. Let's see. Yeah. So the idea of it being eaten, or what would possibly. Yeah, what possible reason would they put this in a can? So I can't do questions. So the disappointment. So the long awaited answer. What was inside? The disgusting. Let's see. Canned food. Really ugly. Yeah, palpable. Yeah, yes. Combination of the Yes. Yeah, palpable's good. That's a very funny word. Yeah. What's the image? It's going to be hard to. It's a good contrast between the cans and that goopy stuff. Let's see. Yeah, some disappointment is not. It's kind of clumsy. I discussed and something. Disgust and what's a good word for disappointment? I'm going to do let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Thesaurus. Distress is good. It's another double D word. Oh, anticlimax. Displeasure and disgust. It's all D. Distress is good. So I think I'd have to say their contents. So the combination of disgust, distress, I like distress, but I don't know, at their contents. So maybe here. Combination of disgust and distress. It's still. Yeah, so disenchanted is good, but still that's another clumsy word. Combination of something short and sharp. Disappointment is good. The goop. Thanks, Yum. I'm doing some realistic gooping. Discuss was only measured by. Yeah, I like the contents. Yeah, because then I don't have to say at their content. So and also like cans have a very specific amount. So their specific contents. They were like so precise. They were like precisely discussed at the exact amount of their content. Something that so the discussed in the is precisely how much they the amount, their amount of disgust and amount of contents. I like that. oh yeah. So the contents of the can was known, but their disgust, like immeasurable disgust, is really good. Yeah, I like the combination of immeasurable disgust. So disgust. Disgust. Palpable is a really funny word though too. Was immeasurable. Immeasurable and palpable are both good. The combination. Okay, their contents. Lots of typos. Precise, but their disgust was immeasurable. Their contents were accurate. I'm spelling precise wrong too. Precise or accurate, label accurate were yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, I think that's good. Being confronted. Yeah, confronted with their contents. So the amount of their disgust being confronted with what's inside is good. Facing they never thought let's see. Facing what's inside. Yeah, the amount of hate and disgust. The combination of hate and disgust. For some reason the two. I guess because there's like two things in the contents. Yeah, facing what's inside when confronted with their own contents. Finding out inside them. Inside each can fill the combination of I gotta get combination out of there. That's too big and clumsy a word. So inside each can was a disgusting thing to be confronted. Yeah. Yeah, inner truth is good. Yeah. Yeah, they're disturbed. Disturbed might be better than disgust. The contents of each can was a disturbing contents of each can. So confronted by facing inner truth is good. Like what it actually the picture on the label and what actually it looks like. Maybe even make a reference to that, so a label reference. Contents of each can. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. I think I need to check on something. I just heard the front door. So just a sec. I'll be right back. Just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Lots of piano music. All right. Sorry. Yeah. So that was the DNC asking me if I wanted to vote and still wanted to vote in the election in America. They said there's plenty of time. No, actually, my daughter, came back. My sister-in-law dropped her off, so she looks pretty frozen. I guess it was colder than she expected. So she's home now. All right. So let's write some of these cartoons. I totally lost my train of thought. Maybe that's a good thing. All right. So let me see here. Let me read back through and get back in the the insides. The contents. So confronting their inside. So the disgusting contents of each can clashed violently with their something with their label. I was trying to the image of their label. I thought I had it, but it's too clumsy. With the image from their labels. It's really long. The disgusting contents of each can clashed violently with the image and labels as well. Picture or image or idea. Hey Shannon, how's it going? Yeah, not the FBI, just child delivery services. All right. Okay, so the disgusting cartoon. The disgusting contents. Okay, maybe shortening it if I don't do each can, because they're obviously cans. So the disgusting contents. Clashed violently. Oh, with what their labels told them? With what their labels I don't know if told them is quite right. The disgusting contents clashed violently with what their labels had told them. I don't know if that's getting too abstract, too distorted. Hey. A children's book, a disgusting children's book. Yeah, that's right. That was when I sent the book to Hyphonics and he flipped through it on stream. That was the thing I realized is it does like the sparseness, the whiteness, and I guess the colors too. It looks like a kid's book, and so that was the first thing in the comments was like, stop showing us this children's book. What the hell is that? And it does look like that. It's really funny. Yeah, that's funny. So this is a gag cartoon, so like a single panel cartoon. So it's just a picture and text at the bottom, kind of like a magazine cartoon, like New Yorker or Atlantic or Playboy or whatever. Just a single panel cartoon. So one picture, one joke. And so I do 2 of these every week for at gocomics.com. So if you want to read the archive, it's gocomics.com/domestic abuse is the title. So you can find the previous cartoons there. The disgusting contents clashed violently with what their labels told them. Maybe you don't need had. Clash. Oh, is that where we're getting the Clash of Clans? Ah. Nice. Yeah, I was trying to, or their labels had lied to them. Yeah, like, the lie on their labels, the inaccurate, what, what they showed on their labels, even though there's nothing depicted. So the, disgusting contents clashed violently with what their labels told them. Yeah, so the image of their labels or what they had. Different story. Yeah, much different story. That might be better than violently clashed. Yeah, that is their disgusting contents told a much different than their something labels, dishonest labels. I don't know. Something about the lie of the words and pictures on their labels. Their disgusting contents told a much different story than their I like dishonest labels. That's pretty weird. Maybe I don't need disgusting. I think the picture is disgusting. Dishonest labels? Oh, thank you, K5. Yeah, I need you with the description. Yeah, I'm terrible at doing that off the top of my head. Very good, very good. Yes. A daily cartoon. Yeah, and it used to be daily. That's so sad. It needs to be daily. Again. I think it's better when it's daily because then at least one of them during the week is really funny. If I'm making that many cartoons, I'll at least hit once. Only two, and there's a good chance that neither are very funny. All right, their contents told a much different story than their dishonest labels. Each can's contents, the contents of each can. That's pretty. It's not that wordy. Their contents told a much different story than their dishonest labels. Something like that. That's right. That's right. My website tagline. Yeah, disgusting contents. Nice. Yeah, there's not enough sexual innuendo to be a sausage party. I can only aspire to be something as clever as Sausage Party. I can't. That's it's a feature length film. I can't imagine like sustaining that gag for an entire movie. All right, their contents told a much different story than their optimist. Is there something? So they now realize their labels are dishonest. So I guess, but previously they were optimistic or something else, or fanciful, or no, promising. The contents told a much different story from... Oh, maybe. Much different story than their dishonest labels. Shocking contents? Yeah, I don't want to... Maybe not disgusting. It's obviously disgusting, but something else might be another surprising contents told a much different. They're disappointing. Let's see. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, so yeah, I just I spend this is all drawn like directly into Photoshop. It used to be marker drawings, and then I'd scan them and bring them into Photoshop, and then scanning became difficult and tablets got better, so you could draw better directly into a computer, like about 10 years ago. And so I draw the line art. So let's see, just go back to... So it starts out like this, and I just draw a bunch of different objects and kind of play with different ideas or themes or how things contrast each other, and then just do flat color and then little details and things, the juice and the little specks, and then do some rendering and put the little eyes in, sometimes little mouths, but usually just little eyes. So they're all little animate objects that are going through this little drama. The contents told a much different story than they're just... I think that's close, and it's not too wordy. It has okay rhythm too. Their contents told a much different story than their dishonest labels. So it's just writing. It's just the visceral truth. I like that. Yes, the very visceral. Yeah, so just all drawn digitally, which is disappointing now because there's no more original art. I used to have, a big stack of pages of the original cartoons, and now if someone wanted original art of this, I could recreate it. Like I could, basically redraw it by hand, and then color it. But it's not the first thing that I actually drew. So yeah, it's a little frustrating. Or actually, I was thinking about too, just printing out the black and white line art and then hand coloring it would make... It's still not the original art, but it would be something that I, created specific, and it would be one of a kind too. The coloring would be different from the computer coloring, but yeah. So 2 of these every week. Okay, so let's go to the other one, and write. So drawing, and then take a break and look at the cartoons from last week, and then go back and do the writing after things are drawn and colored. So this is kind of the last stage of everything, the writing part, and usually the maybe the least fun, the most interactive, but the least fun to watch. All right. So something about not getting Thermos Envy is funny. Thermos. And Thermos is a brand, isn't it? It's like Kleenex. Thermos Envy. Oh, wait, I maybe have a short and sweet one. Plague the entire cupboard, glasses cover, the entire shelf of glass. Oh, shelf of glasses. Why is it capitalized? Shelf of glasses. Now it's getting longer and longer and longer. That's a pretty short one. Thermos Envy plagued the... Jeez. Oh, the kerning is that bad? Look at that. Wow, between that Y and V. So the kerning is like the space between letters and a font. That really sucks. That looks huge. It looks like a full space, but it's not. Yeah, it's too bad. I think heavy, and I would definitely have used V and Y together before. I never noticed how bad that looks. Crazy. So I can fix this if I want. I don't know if it's worth it. So here is the control of that. Oops, no, it's not. I gotta give maybe 2. Let's try that. Yeah, maybe. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. There we go. See, now that's the kind of obsessive compulsive nonsense that I shouldn't be messing with. But that space is very bizarre. It almost breaks up the words into 2 pieces, into 2 parts. Thermos envy. Yeah, that wouldn't be hyphenated. So thermos envy plagued the shelf of cups and glasses. Maybe mugs. Glasses and mugs is better rhythm. Is a better rhythm. Glasses and mugs with no. There we go. Thermos envy plagued the entire. Thermos envy plagued the entire shelf of glasses and mugs. The rhythm is pretty good. The joke is pretty good. It's pretty quick. Yeah, it's really weird. This is a professional font too. I paid like $80 or something. Paid a lot of money for this font to so I could use it professionally and print it and everything. So commercial license for the font, and I never noticed that really bad kerning between V and Y. But this is like a real foundry, like a real company that publishes fonts. So that's weird that hasn't come up before. I must not have had to. Yeah, I don't know. Something about that looked really weird, but you can fix it. That's the nice thing in Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever. They let you manipulate the font. Thermos envy plagued the entire shelf of glasses and mugs. Yes, thermos envy. It's very Freudian, right? Yes, fonts are not all free. No, fonts are free, and there's usually like a free version or like a personal use version. It's just like anything else, like music or video or anything on the internet. You can get away with fair use and playing around with it. But if you're going to sell it, and I sell these cartoons, like basically this is a syndicated cartoon, so it's sold to the syndication company, and they need to be able to resell it, as a publisher for other sources. So if I don't own that font, then basically I'm stealing, I don't have commercial use of it. And if anything makes money, then it's commercial use. So, I bought the font for this cartoon because it became kind of iconic. Like this, I could have just used, a very standard Times or, default, system font, which I wouldn't have to pay for because I guess just owning the Windows, it's like included in Windows, I guess. But this is the style of this font became kind of identified with this cartoon. Like it was a real distinctive trait of it, so people would notice, and the makers of this font would probably notice if they ever saw this cartoon and then wonder, hey, did he pay for that? So I have the license for the font, and so it's just a good thing to do because you don't have to do any of these things. It's just like paying your taxes. You don't have to pay your taxes, but it eventually will cause you a lot of problems. Eventually, someday, it's going to come back and really destroy your life. So nobody is holding a gun to your head. But it's one of those things. So it's good to think about if you have some success with something or something becomes, you want to be able to make money from it. It's good to have everything under your control, like legally. So it's good to commercially own the things that other people did. So so it's nice and safe. So I don't have to worry about anything about this cartoon ever not being mined or being contested. And so that's the thing, especially with like newer media and stuff. When people are mixing stuff or like, even memes and things, it's like a meme is actually, it's something that can only exist on the internet. It can only be kind of passed around, and nobody can really make a book of them. You can't really publish memes because it's not fair use, and you aren't like that. You're not changing like the nature or kind of the basic quality of that picture, because the picture of SpongeBob or whatever, it needs to be that exactly what it is, a silly cartoon, to like make that point work. So that's where a lot of like newer creative things are running into a lot of trouble, because it's just a lot of reuse, so it can never kind of be owned. You'd have to pay a license for a still frame of SpongeBob. It would be a yeah. So that's the weird thing, and I think the future companies have to kind of figure out a way to make that make more sense. But traditionally, yeah, it's good to have a commercial license for anything that you're going to try to sell, because it may not ever come up, but if it does, you can be sued for damages, or you can, whatever you're making, whatever money you've made from that misused resource, whatever it is, they can claim against you, especially if you get successful. I think that's why you always become a target if something gets too successful, because they know, oh, you're making money from that, and I can get some of that money from you. All right. So their contents told a much different story than their dishonest labels. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not as good as some of the things you guys wrote. Oh yeah, it did. It especially early on. The books. So I published like a collection of books and things. So yeah, it's an initial investment, just like anything else. So but eventually the syndication of the cartoon, paid for the font and everything. So I think that works well. Yeah, that would be the difficult thing. And then if a meme only works if it's a familiar piece of kind of pop culture, like taken, and you're kind of taking it out of context, but it's still like recognizable as that character. So that really sucks. So things, people are able to like publish books of tweets, I guess, because that's their original writing. But there's a lot of really funny content on the internet that is just going to disappear because there's no way to kind of immortalize it. There won't be a good way to actually reproduce it and share it. It's just it can only exist online, and then it will just disappear. And that's the nature of it anyhow. It's like Banksy art. It's not supposed to be around. Yeah, I really shouldn't I should get that to make more sense. Yeah, because doing coloring book versions of this would be fun, because some of I just added some more finer detail line art, like, so you could color, where's my cursor here? Yes, you could color the stripes and the things, so make real fine little line art for any of the little adjustment things. That would be fun. Yeah, a coloring book of disgusting food stuff. Yeah, it's just I always run into presentation problems with this cartoon, because it's just on a very blank field of white, and it has a kind of very specific proportion. So that works well if you're kind of plugging it into like a magazine layout, or just presenting it on a website. The shape and how it looks works fine. But in some other contexts, like t-shirts and stuff, you kind of have to balance. You don't want it to be like this little thing kind of floating on a shirt. It has to kind of, be readable and kind of fill things out more. So when people have requested, like I had a guy that wanted some of these cartoons printed large on his office wall, and when I printed them, poster size, it felt very different. I had to adjust the proportions so that the objects looked too much like they were floating. So I kind of scaled things up and changed the proportion of the text and the cartoon so it looked more like graphically interesting. And I think I'm drawing things bigger anyhow. You've probably noticed from the older cartoons, things used to be smaller and less isolated, or more isolated. But yeah, for some reason it comes, and so like putting multiple cartoons on a page of a book and things is not good because they're an individual joke. But then if you put them multiple ones on a page, then you try to read them as a story, so that doesn't work. So yeah, there's a couple of weird drawbacks to how this is presented. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Cool, cool. Yeah, I can do that, Joe. Yeah, I should do some like vinyl stickers. I did that. That was when I was first doing San Diego Comic Con. I did a lot of stickers of these, and that worked really well. Those were really popular. I always sold out of the little cutout vinyl stickers, and that was like back in the day when they were like clumsy or marker drawings too. So now there's some much more graphically. They were much more interesting. Nice. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a look at some sticker printing and do a couple of different layouts of stuff. That would be fun. And that would be a good a good reason to use soggy morsels. And what was an insignificant other. That's right. Insignificant other. That's still in my file. Yeah. Yeah, so a couple of the shorter phrases and shorter cartoons would work well for that. Oh, and this would still be soggy morsels. Yeah, so doing a couple of those might work well. All right, so the contents told a much different story than their dishonest labels. That works. It's enough of a contrast. This one came pretty fast. Thermos envy plagued the entire shelf of glasses and mugs. Thermos envy, right? Insulation. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, definitely. Yeah, I'll come up with some sticker ideas. That would be fun. Yeah, because it's fun to go through like the older, or the backlog, the archive of the cartoons, and find things that graphically look very interesting and would work well as stickers. That would be good. Yeah, and I think a lot of the print-on-demand shops do stickers as well. They're getting more and more objects, so I just have to check the quality. All right, I think that will do it. I got to check on my frozen daughter, make sure she's okay. Yeah, I guess every park or every kind of thing, you're usually like climbing a mountain or you're at an elevation. So today was pretty cold and windy, so maybe she got a little frozen. All right. Yes, I think that works. So here's so the two cartoons this week are disgusting canned food and a thermos imitation. Thermos envy plagued the entire shelf. All right, and we just coined a new phrase too. Thermos envy. Nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, just single panel all the time. Yeah, I've done some comic strips and comic page stuff. The Disney Adventure stuff was a comic page, so it was usually 3 or 4 panels, just kind of a short, like a newspaper cartoon strip. And comics, yeah, I do like Citizen Spaceman. Oh, I can flip over to that and show you. So the other thing that I did, which I've done 3 issues of and haven't gotten, let me see. Boom. Okay, so here's the other thing that I've done, or that I've worked on before. So it's just it's a bilingual. Oh, this is I was wondering why. Yeah, so this is originally, so this is bilingual too. That's why it's all fucked up. Okay, there we go. So it's kind of a space fantasy story about being lost. So it's just kind of the idea of like living far from home, or being far from home. So grayscale interior with a little color cover. So here's what the comic looks like. So it's got the color. The cover is color, but the interior looks like this. So here's my. Oops, sorry. Whoa! If I'm doing multiple panel stuff, so this is more my comic book work. So you can see this if you just go to citizenspaceman.com. You can read the first issue. So just basically like this. Here, I'll post this on the chat. But so there's only 3 issues of this so far, but it's kind of the little origin story. And I did this both in English. Oh, spoilers! I did this both in English and Japanese. And I don't have a copy of it nearby, but it's I did it so because you read Japanese right to left and you read English left to right. So I did kind of a 2-sided book, and the story ends in the middle. So it's kind of like it's a 12-page story that makes a 24-page book, half English, half Japanese, and the climax of the story is in the middle. So the middle has both languages on it. But and so you can order. Oh, I haven't put issue 3 up here, but so you can order. There's the color covers. You can order that on the website, and I'll sign it and send it to you. But so you can see, there's the 2 covers. So the back is Japanese, the front is English. But that's Citizen Spaceman. Yeah, so take a look and see if you like the writing on the on that book. So that's more me writing bigger ideas and kind of character story, but it's just like one little main character. But that's Citizen Spaceman. Thanks. Oh yeah, please. Please do. Nice. Oh, my stuff is kind of floating around. I'm trying to think. Yeah, like on Amazon, like I have Citizen Spaceman isn't on Amazon because I didn't do an ISBN number for it when I just self-published the single issues, because they're bilingual, and a lot of the publishing places that I was looking at, they don't like an ISBN number has to have a single language, like the book has to be identified as a single language, or else it gets kind of weirdly complicated. So I can't do a bilingual version, so I have to write enough story that it's worth collecting it. And because each issue is only 12 pages at a time, I wanted to wait until I had like 4 or 5 issues and then do like a 48 or 60 page collection of the story. That's all that Citizen Spaceman is so far. But 3 issues. I got to get that 3rd one up on the website. I totally forgot. Nice. I don't. Yeah, Joe, I've never done. So the closest thing I've ever done to. Let's see if this still exists. And I'm sorry if this. I think this is Flash. Oh, that's right. It's Flash based. Oh no, it's gonna be dead soon. I gotta. Whoop. All right. So this is the thing I did for Disney. And this is more comic stuff. So these are all pop-ups. This website sucks. So like this is the kind of 4-panel, 4 panel cartoons that I did for, don't go to this website. I'll put the link, but you probably shouldn't go to this website because, it's all Flash based. So it's horrible. But, so this is what this cartoon looked like. So it's just like 4 kids that were mostly sitting on a couch playing games and just kind of about, 2007 gamer culture. So just like, kids and games. But it was fun. It was a fun thing to do and paid really well because it was for Disney Adventures. So it paid crazy well. I really liked it. So this was the thing that when I was bringing the domestic abuse cartoon to San Diego Comic-Con and selling those books and like little self-published things, stickers and stuff, and t-shirts too. Then the editor for Disney Adventures stopped at the table and said, I love this cartoon. Would you like to do something original for Disney Adventures? Because they had just started this phase where they were looking for comic artists and trying to find people with like very different styles and like kind of unique characters. And he liked my cartoon, so he asked if I would do come up with something original for the Disney. Whoops, sorry, for the Disney cartoon Cats. Oh yeah, for the Disney cartoon. So I worked on a pitch, and I came up with an idea for them to do, because they had a lot of game advertising in the magazine, but nothing like kind of strictly about video games. So it just came up with the level up character. So this is like the kind of default. Can I make that bigger? Kind of. The 3 kids. Oh, this is the oldest, worst website. So just like the 4 kids sitting on a couch playing games. So that was the default, and kind of inspired by South Park. I loved the South Park episodes where it's just them sitting on the couch, like, breaking each other's balls and talking about it. This is a much, gentler, sweeter version of that. But the fun thing was designing the characters and having their silhouette, like you can see their silhouettes up here, their silhouettes being very distinctive. So each of the characters was immediately, easily identifiable. But that's that. 2007. Those were the days. Yeah, so that was really fun. That was really a cool way to I gotta convert. I think I've got a couple of old websites that are Flash. Yeah, it's just it's not being supported anymore by Adobe, so that means it's a security risk. So people are going to find like security flaws in it and be able to exploit them, and Adobe's not going to be patching them anymore because they don't support Flash. Because originally Apple would not support Flash. So when iPhones came out, suddenly no Flash, because it's really bad. It's a real memory hog and resource hog. So if you launched on an original iPhone, a Flash website, or even a Flash cartoon, like a Homestar Runner or something, it would just completely crash the phone. So Apple just dumped it and said, we do not support anything in Flash. So then all the iOS dump Flash. I mean, I think even then Macs started to, desktop Mac stuff wouldn't support Flash anymore. So so that just meant it was the end. Oh, look, the Wii. It's early Wii mote jokes. The end was eventually coming, and I'm surprised it lasts this long. So it's been more than 10 years that they haven't supported it, but it's kind of still survived. So now it's all dynamic HTML, like HTML5, and there's different things you can do to put Flash content online. So I got to convert stuff. I got to convert all my old Flash-based stuff. But it shouldn't be too bad. Cool. Oh, do I have a store? Oh, I do. Where is this store? It is... Oh, Cafe Press. Dude, they killed my Cafe Press store. No. Wow, that's funny. So I guess I haven't logged into it for hundreds of years. Is Cafe Press still a thing? That's so funny. So I'm supposed to... That's weird. They don't even pretend that I have a store here anymore. That sucks. I wonder how long I've been promoting Cafe Press for no reason. Yeah. And a lot of stuff is going to be lost, because if there's no way to play it, anymore. There probably will be. They'll have to figure out something you can do locally. You can, maybe do a local install, or have a local instance of the plugin running. Like someone will write something where you can still run old Flash, so you can download things and then play them locally. But as far as it being online, I think it's going to be over. No, I think December. There was a warning. Where is Flash? Yeah, there was a... Come on. Is this Flash? It doesn't. Yeah. I got a warning just recently that said, I think December something. Is the end. It's the first week of December. Oh, Joe. What are you doing? You crazy person. Thank you. Thanks so much. Nice. Yeah, so through my PayPal. This still works, right? There's things like... Yes, all right. It's still good. Okay, cool. Oops, there's my... But yeah, and bilingual, that was the other thing too, like making a bilingual comic. Oh, Joe, thank you. Part 1 and 2. Excellent. Well, I will include, because you are such an awesome guy, I'm going to include part 3 for free. I'll send that. I'll send all 3 of those to you. So thank you so much for buying those 2 books. I'll send you 3, which I didn't have on the website yet. But I use a different printer for it, so it's a little bit different quality. I love the... I wish I had a copy here. I don't know if it'd show on camera anyhow. But the cover is full color, but it's iridescent. So the same way there's like a gradient, like you can see the gradient on the cover like this. Then there's like a layer of like iridescent color. So it like kind of, it has a really nice like color shift. Yeah. So excellent. Joe, thank you so much. So yeah, I'll send you all 3 of those. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for the donation. Yeah. Well, I gotta get that Cafe Press stuff off of there. That's really weird. But yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. Because you can also, like I did some, like Flash animation stuff, you can just convert to like MPEG video. But the no more Flash plugin. So many things are going to be just gone forever. You're gonna have to really do a lot of steps to be able to enjoy any of that old stuff. Yeah, because like think about that old Homestar Runner and everything. I think they've already converted though. I think I saw their new site is not Flash anymore. But yeah, that's sad. It's really sad. Yeah. So yeah, this story is a little bit abstract too. So I'm curious. So different, a little bit different from everything. So yeah, those are the things that I worked on most recently. Yeah, easily that Disney cartoon was so much fun. The editorial staff, like my editor and the people that were kind of giving me feedback and stuff, were really good and supportive. And I'd send them roughs and scripts of everything, and then just produce the cartoons. And it always went so smoothly, and it paid so well because that magazine was totally funded by McDonald's, Coca-Cola, candy, snacks, like fruit roll-ups or whatever kind of advertising. And so they had a huge budget, so that's why they were looking to hire like independent artists. And then parents groups started complaining about you can't advertise high calorie junk food to kids anymore. So like Nickelodeon magazine, Disney Adventures, all that stuff disappeared because it was all funded by the snack, ads for snacks and stuff. So if they lost that, if they were just going to go to doing advertising for television shows or whatever, there wasn't that much there. So it was the snacks and junk food ads that made that an awesome kind of creative thing to work on, and then it just disappeared because they canceled it after they lost the advertising. After there's too much complaining. So as usual, we can't have nice things. But yeah, that was a really fun job to have. I did that for like 2 years, I think. Beautiful, and I'm gonna lose my monitor here. Nice. Oh, Shannon, thank you so much. That's $1 more than Joe. Very good, Joe. You're behind now. So can I see 12? Can I see 12 from Joe? We're gonna do auction style donation. Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so check out the first issue on the website of that cartoon, and if you still have Flash, you can even read those. But it's kids. It's like the Level Up cartoon was written for tweens. Like it's Disney Adventure, so it was written for like 8 to 12-year-olds. So it's not that interesting, the writing. And sometimes it was funny. I had to kind of scale things down if I wanted to talk about shooting someone in a game. I had to make sure that it was softened and much more kid version of something. So any kind of commentary I wanted to do on video games or how video games, like, pandered to kids or whatever, I had to be really careful with it. Really careful with it. So I had to, watch the tone of it, because they were really sensitive to that. And also, like, I think that was, closer to the time of video games making kids violent and stuff. So there was a lot of sensitivity when you talked about video games. So I mostly talked about trends like, the Wiimote and stuff when the Nintendo Wii came out. Stuff that couldn't be misinterpreted. All right. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, exactly, Young. Yeah, exactly. So now we're dealing with that on like a social media level. But but the people used to, back in the day, like parents groups would organize and like harass magazines, and say, that you're damaging our kids by advertising McDonald's to them. It's like, yeah, it's funny too, because I think all of the most creative situations have always been sponsored by, like, alcohol or cigarettes or something. Like, that's always been, because once you have that market or that product, that the advertising budgets are huge, that can be used to fund creative projects in, magazines and things. And it's a shame when it's, you get moralizing, or people are trying to, be defensive about that. It's very crazy. Nice. Yeah, I should definitely do that. Yeah. Because I did it. There's a cat in that Disney comic, but he's not very cute. So I should work on some cute cats. All right. Oh, very good. Yeah, because it's never their fault. It's never their poor parenting, or like a bad environment that the kids are growing up in or whatever. It's always the media, and it's like the parents have full control over what media and stuff their kids access. So it's really ridiculous to try to use that as an excuse. And it sucks. We've lost a lot of things. We've lost, I think, a lot of creativity, but it always happens. Like, it's happened historically throughout. Like, the comic books got attacked, especially horror comics and stuff in the 50s. And so then the Comics Code came out, where they regulated, they controlled the content. And that's when superhero comics became so dominant, because you couldn't tell any other story in a comic book because of the Comics Code. So superheroes became the only thing that you could do. And I'm losing my monitor, and I can't find the remote. Is it here? Oh, it's right under my tablet. Sorry. So yeah, comics had that same thing happen. So music, comic books, video games, yeah, just never ending. Yeah, very true. Facts. All right. Oh, this has been really fun. Let me switch back so we're not looking at my giant head. Oy. Yeah, it's been good. So, yeah, thank you so much for the donations, and thanks so much, Joe, for the order. I will make sure to make it worth your while. Yeah, throw in the extra book. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad that everything still is working. All my links are still working. That's great. Perfect. Right. Yeah, 3 a.m. Yeah, everybody. I'm pushing everybody. Yeah, I'll wrap things up too. So yeah, Shannon Ray, thank you so much for the donation, and thanks for stopping by. And you beat Joe, so that's that's basically. Oh, but you have to buy 3 comics instead of 2 comics, and then you totally destroyed Joe. But thank you guys so much. It's been really really great. And yeah, the collaboration of the writing helps me a lot. It actually helps that get done, because if you look in the archive of these earlier streams, yeah, watching me struggle writing by myself is pretty brutal. It's like a Chinese struggle session. I'm just fighting with myself for no ideas. All right. So so abusecartoons.com is the website, and gocomics.com/domestic abuse is the archive of everything. So that's like more than 2,000 cartoons over more than 10 years, almost 18 years. And yeah, and then Twitter, there's a Twitter, and then both Twitch and YouTube, there are channels for this cartoon where the live stream is archived. And if you want to support the cartoon directly, patreon.com/abusecartoons. So that's it for this week. Nice. But yeah, so yeah, take care, everyone. Oh, what did K5 do? Totally missed it. Oh no, but didn't work. Yeah, what's going on? You guys should be it should be at least 3 a.m. for you guys before I quit streaming, eh? Nice. Oh, thanks. Oh, K5. Oh, sorry, it didn't do a notification. Sorry. I must not have had it set up. K5, thank you so much. Yeah, no notice. That's weird. Yeah, it should be on the page. Damn. Well, I will check. I'll check, K5. Thank you so much. Take care. Yeah. So good night, everyone. Be safe, and I'll be back next week, and hopefully regular time. I hope this schedule doesn't continue. So hopefully regular time, and be back with 2 more cartoons and lots of talking, lots of complaining. What was the hashtag rant? Not rant. I forget. More whinging, but yeah, finally Windows did something right. So less complaining about Windows this week. So take care, everyone, and I will see you again soon. And thanks again so much for the donations and the comics. I will make sure to get those off as soon as I can. Okay, see you next week. Goodbye.